Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me here on the WITN First Alert Desk at 8 a.m. I'm Gigi Barnett, and Jim is just about to join us here. We're going to get started with all things weather related. I know this weekend we've been talking about it for the last couple of days. This wintry storm situation that's coming our way starting Saturday. And Jim, you have the latest, all those details there, but just want to make sure that everyone's aware, everyone's prepared for what's to come.
Yeah, right off the bat, I'm going to say things continue to change.
Right.
And that's been every day, shifts and changes, and we kept kind of harping on that early week. And the trend this morning from yesterday's data is a little bit more to the rain side, towards the coast, getting a little further inland with the rain. This is a good sign. Doesn't mean it's going to continue, though. But it certainly is the way we like to see things shifting. Hopefully that continues. That would certainly bring a potentially a bit of a lower impact event. Right now, this will be a massive, impactful storm for many people, us included in different ways. Let's dig into it. First alert weather days, Saturday night, Sunday night. And again, things still shifting and moving. Let's roll you into the weekend. The storm developing on the Gulf Coast and then intensifying off the southeast coast. So initially, the precip arriving. Again, we'll have a little rain on Friday. That's a cold front coming through. This moisture, more from the storm building to the south. We call this overrunning moisture, a light stratiform precipitation. It's light. The air is certainly cold enough that it will not be liquid. It will be frozen. Some snowflakes, sleet, maybe some freezing rain right near the coast. But I think almost all of us will be cold enough when that moisture does arrive on Saturday to get some snow and some sleet. How much? It's hard to say, but I don't see real heavy precipitation until Saturday night. But it will be cold enough that it won't take much to start coating surfaces. With temps in the 20s generally all day, slick spots develop Saturday. Exactly what time is hard to say. That's why I've been saying plan on it by sunrise or shortly after the precip developing, and then a few hours after that, some slick spots on the roadways. All right, so Saturday night into Sunday, the center of the storm is rolling off our coastline and getting stronger as it does so, bringing a lot of moisture in off the Atlantic, a lot of gas in the gas tank to work with, so to speak. It also brings that marine air in over the coast. And that means the rain extends further inland, or moves inland onto the beaches and then inland Saturday night into Sunday. The big question is, where will the rain to freezing rain line set up? That's a critical point. Wherever that line kind of sets up and sits, you go a little bit west of that line, you're building ice up quickly. You stay east of that line, it's rain, heavy rain at times. Big difference there. And the hope is that that pink to green line heads back towards I-95. That could happen. Right now it doesn't look like it will. So primarily freezing rain. I know you're probably thinking, why not snow, why not sleet? The temperature profile aloft is conducive to freezing rain. A warmer air over the cold ground surface, typically it's a freezing rain scenario. That column of air gets much colder as you get further west. That's where you're talking all snow back there with some sleet. That's a shift further inland than what we were seeing with the heavier snow and sleet. All right, but that freezing rain can be even more impactful if it does indeed materialize. So here's how it breaks down. Precip moving in around sunrise Saturday. Generally light snowflakes and sleet most areas. Sunrise could be midday. Again, kind of moving around. I've got one chunk of data that says late afternoon. If that happens, the morning will be fine. But don't bank on anything at this time. I think the moisture will be going by noon based on how quickly it's coming up from the south. So some accumulation certainly likely, I think, in some areas Saturday with the cold temps. So watching for slick roads as we get into Saturday. And again, not going to put snow totals on any graphics here at this time. It's still early for that. As well as ice totals. And that may be the map we're really going to pay attention to. Saturday night, Sunday night, storm is intensifying as it tracks along the coastline, bringing in all that moisture. The inland snow sleet changes to freezing rain Saturday night. the mix along the coast changes to rain, generally east of Highway 17, Saturday night into Sunday. And those, all of you that change over to all rain on Sunday, if anything accumulates, that should clear it out, if indeed it gets far enough inland, and that's still a big question mark. Potential significant ice buildup inland. That would be a significant problem if it does happen. A lot of the data says we will see a 1/4 of an inch plus of ice, and that will bring some limbs down, and as those limbs fall, they bring some power lines down. So we'll be watching for that. And obviously, an icy surface, very hard to drive on. I don't care what kind of vehicle you drive. If it's covered in ice, four-wheel drive is not going to help you. Anti-lock brakes not going to help you on ice. Very dangerous. All right, timing on our first alert weather status, or really sunrise Saturday through the overnight Sunday night. So all weekend into Sunday night. Right into sunrise Monday probably. That timing still may shift around a little bit. Saturday I talked about the light snow sleet moving in all areas, slick spots developing, and then Saturday night into Sunday the changeover to rain, freezing rain, coast to inland, watching for ice accumulation. It's just a mess out there potentially. Again, we may get lucky and that rain line might push back well inland. That happens a lot of times with these coastal storms. I'm hoping that scenario continues, that trend anyway, on some of the data. Right now, out the door, bitter cold, 20 degrees give or take. Inland areas on the coast it's closer to 30. And again, very little wind, just a touch of a breeze coming in at about 5. Low 50s this afternoon, that's doable. And we'll bump that up tomorrow to low 60s. Tomorrow's your day. And I say that, you hear those words, tomorrow is your day, because after tomorrow, the colder air starts coming in, the moisture comes in, and we just don't see anything close to 60 again for a while. In fact, I don't see highs reaching 40. Once we get past Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and into the following weekend, right now it looks like highs may struggle to get out of the mid-30s, potentially at or below freezing for a run of 7 days. It's not often you'll hear me say that here in Eastern NC. That is one heck of a cold run. And the overnight's tumbling down into the teens Monday and Tuesday night. Bitter cold air, hard freeze. We talked about it at 7 o'clock. Get those pipes wrapped. Take care of your pets. Check on your neighbors. I mean, once the precip's out, the big story will be the cold run, extended cold run moving in.
Yeah, absolutely. And if the data were to hold up and we're talking about, precipitation coming down, these temperatures are so cold that it could stick around early into next week as well. Yeah.
It's usually more of a problem when we get snow that packs in.
Okay,
that can be a significant run. It looks like we may avoid a heavy, hard snowpack.
Got it.
The hope is if we get a 1/4 of an inch of ice between the sanding trucks and sun hitting it, usually that'll melt away and clear out pretty quickly. So that might be better news driving-wise into next week if it holds.
Right.
If it holds.
We also do have a question over on Facebook from Isaiah. Isaiah, good morning. You're saying, what are the odds it shifts back south and places like Greenville and Kinston actually do get snow?
Yeah, and that's a good point. That could very well happen.
Yeah.
Model shifting around a little bit. A little jog more offshore. The air is colder. The air column is colder aloft as well, and that transitions more to that sleet snow scenario. That's not off the table. I mean, certainly we could end up singing a different tune as we go back to a colder scenario. I like the trend otherwise now, but don't lock in on anything yet. That's why we're not throwing any snow totals at your ice holes. Things are changing a lot, shifting. We want to try to get those numbers as close to what we end up with. And that means waiting until maybe tomorrow and Friday.
Yeah, and with all this potential shift as well, be sure to stay in touch with WITN. I know Jim's going to be looking closely at it. All of our meteorologists throughout the day, every time that there's a new data model or something that's updating, we'll have all the latest. We do have our WITN weather app. We do have everything online as well. So please be sure to stay in tune to all of that as we get closer and closer to this weekend.
Yeah, Charlie's sitting off camera right now.
He's taking notes.
So he's working hard on his shifts and adjustments to the forecast. He'll give you his take. Charlie, you're on at 9, right? At 9 a.m., so he'll be up here at 9. And he'll dig in, give you a good deep analysis as well. All the guys, like you said, check in with Zach this evening, and Dustin's here as well. Russell will be in and out at times. It's a lot of work analyzing these kind of storms, but it's kind of the fun of being a meteorologist, weather events like this, where you're really applying your knowledge, looking at the climatology of the past, how things set up, and applying all that data to the situation. So,
absolutely.
yeah.
Well, we do have to hop off this morning. I know there are a few more people asking some questions. Feel free. I know Charlie will be on at the top of the hour, every hour throughout the day today. So feel free to ask him some questions about what's going on, what the latest track is, all of that as we keep looking at this.
And Bobo, right now it does look pretty good for the Outer Banks. I don't think that's going to change much. Rich here is saying, what are the road conditions for Monday morning on the coast? Expected to be probably okay, although if anything's wet down there Sunday night or late Sunday, you're going to ice over, so we'll watch for that as well.
Great. Thank you for the update, Jim, and thank you everyone for joining us. Have a great day.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by Toyota of Goldsboro.